What's good, everybody? I'm back on the scene. This your boy Pretty Boo, aka the Celebrity, one of the CEO and owners, as I always tell y'all, of Celebrities, the first hemp dispensary and smoke lodge in the world. Listen to it. So I'm here, you guys. I'm here on this Thursday afternoon. It's kind of cool outside, a little bit breezy, but I still made it from up there in Van Buren, Ohio, back down to the Winchester area. I'm still at work. I'm about to get off in a little bit, but I'll still be back on that road in the morning to the Saturday. But you guys, I've been looking at that video that's been playing. Yes, I'm talking about that video of the Winchester police officer beating that 45-year-old man. And it wasn't really, like I said, I'm going to keep saying, it wasn't really that vicious. It wasn't really that bad, but you still are breaking the law. The officer was still breaking the law just as well as the individual that was drinking the beer outside. Both of those individuals is breaking the law. Don't one lawbreaker deserves a break over the second lawbreaker. Both of those individuals was breaking the law. One was drinking alcohol outside, and one was violating a man's rights and putting his hands on some man, assaulting him. Now, just because he's a police officer, don't give him no reason to assault nobody and put his fist in their face and pound him. It doesn't give him no reason to do that because that man is a convicted felony. It don't give him no good reason to do that because that man caught a misdemeanor back in the day. It don't give him no good justification to do any of the things that he was doing to that man that was against that man's rights and against him being a police officer. You can't just go around because someone bit you, spit on you as an officer, and you start throwing fists. There is no academy in the United States of America that states that you can take and beat a man with your fist if he's being unresponsive and uncooperative with you. A lot of trollers, a lot of people who are with the Commonwealth, who is with the public, they're with the public servants, and anything the public servants do, it seems to be right to them, until they are in that same situation themselves, or their child or their friends or relatives is in that type of situation. And that's when they understanding what minorities, what black people are saying when we're saying we're fed up, enough is enough. Like, that's wrong to do that. But until those people who are on the side of the Commonwealth, who are on the side of the public official, who are on the side of the officer, until you go through the same ordeal yourself, you're never going to understand it until you're walking in those people's shoes, or someone you love or like are in those people's shoes, and you say, hey, John caught a charge back in the day, but that was back in the day. John had a gun or knife in his pocket, but John never attempted to pull it out. So for you to talk about what John did years ago, weeks ago, 2 days ago, don't add up to the situation and the circumstances of what's going on at the present moment. And at that present moment, that officer, he can't accept responsibility. How law enforcement and the court system, the judicial system, wants you to accept responsibility for your actions. It seemed to be he don't want to accept responsibility for his actions, to say everybody is right. I cannot go around losing my cool and getting upset at a citizen, and instead of giving him a ticket, put your hands on him. If he spit on that officer, if he bit at that officer's hand, you still cannot fire off on a mental patient or sane person and go clucking and clobbering him with your fist. As I said, it is no academy in the United States that teach police officers that use brute force with punching someone in the face if they're not being cooperative and responsive to what your demands and your requests are to them to get down, put their hands behind their back. It is no way that officer knew that that man was a convicted felony, had a misdemeanor, or had a knife in his pocket until the altercation occurred, and it was thereafter that he found out these things. So for people to justify and say, well, that man was a convicted felony, so that mean all them people that Trump pardoned and let go that climbed the White House that acted like damn fools deserve to be let go, and they killed officers? So you so much with the officers, people that are with the officers' side, how do they feel about all those people that climbed the Capitol and officers was killed? How do they feel about those officers that was killed and retired based on mental anguish and punishment? How do those people, those citizens, those trollers feel about what happened at the Capitol when those officers was attacked by white citizens, and most of them, and a few of them was assaulted and killed? How do they feel about that? That those people, those officers deserved it? That those people deserve to do that to the officers and then be let go free? Everybody's going to always justify something going right in someone's favor who's doing wrong, because they can't stand to see when white people, especially an officer, go through an ordeal knowing he's the problem from the damn beginning. He's the problem from the very beginning. That officer is the problem. Approaching that man, telling him he was drinking outside could have been done in a better way than what went on right there. If you're drinking outside, you're doing something outside that's against the law, that's what a ticket is for. Even if you're speeding, that's what a citation ticket is for. It's not for you to start arresting and punching someone in the face. It's not for you to arrest that person. So first of all, that man being arrested for something he could have been given a ticket on is ridiculous, that it was blown that far out of proportion. That shows right there that that officer never should have been an officer to be placed on the street. See, they're giving these officers guns, tasers, bulletproof vests, and a whistle or radio, and they're losing their minds, and they're getting out of control with these acts of being a police officer. A police officer think when he become a police officer, everything he say goes. When he tell you shut up, you're supposed to shut up and listen. That's not the truth. When he say get down on the ground, you're supposed to get down on the ground. When he say step out your vehicle, you're supposed to step out your vehicle. That's not true. Where are you guys getting it from that when an officer says step out of your vehicle, you're supposed to step out of your vehicle and no crime has been committed? Let me search your vehicle. Who said I'm supposed to let you search my vehicle? Who said I'm supposed to allow you in my home without a warrant? Because you put your foot in my doorway and you proceeded to put your body in between my doorway, that threshold. Who said you're supposed to come in my home? But because a lot of people don't know the law, they bend to the will of the police. They've been to the will of it. And then when you see what just happened there against this 45-year-old elderly man, the first thing you say is, oh, it must have been something he did wrong. What he was wrong at was drinking that beer out in public, where he's supposed to receive a written citation. And where that officer was wrong at is putting his hands, his fists, not his hands, but his fists up against that man's face several times. That wasn't warranted to punch that man in the face, because I'm going to keep on letting you guys know and giving y'all information, which is there is no academy in the United States that teach punch somebody in the face if he's being uncompliant. It's not trained. You're not going to find no academy in the United States that says punch somebody in the face if he's being uncompliant to drinking a cold brewski outside. So it is no right and no wrong. It's that both of those people were in the wrong. If anything, that man for drinking outside to receive his ticket in the United States, and that officer that was not trained in any academy to use his fist and use brute force punching that man, then tasering him a few times. The man wasn't getting up and trying to tussle with him for him to start using the taser. It was nowhere. If anybody know the Winchester area with Valley Avenue and that Sheets that they renovated right there, it was nowhere for that man to run, to get away, to break through traffic, to run down the street and duck in a building. It's nowhere for him to run. He was not getting away nowhere. That's abuse of privilege. That's an officer that's out of control. And if everybody is saying that's good and that he deserves to be let off for that, he deserves to be fired for that, because he committed a crime of assault and battery, just like that man did for his ticket of drinking in public. Period. Now, they'll see them do the same thing to me over there where I live at, and they'll watch an officer clock me, and because they'll say he had a misdemeanor before, he had a felony before, he's black, he's a Negro, he's the one to come on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram and talk bad about the police doing whatever they want to do to him, he deserves to have his ass whooped too. He deserves everything that they gave to him rather than to look at what the law really is about those officers hurting me. Officers bust my door down in 2015 and beat it off the hinges without a warrant, without any warrant or any arrest for me for anything of committing a crime, and got away with it in the Winchester area. Walked all through my house with their shoes on, trashed my house, turning cans upside down, trying to get me and arrest me for having over $5,000 cash in my home. People that was at my party or my picnic having small doses of marijuana that they tried to hide and get rid of. Even put in the paper I had cocaine, crack, heroin. I never had none of those things. Said I had illegal firearms. No firearm in my home was ever illegal. Every firearm that was in my home was licensed. And they blew me up and put me in the paper, and everybody heard it, and it was beautiful. He's just a nigger. He's just a Negro. He deserved it. Why is he living over there in that middle-class white neighborhood anyway? How did he even get to live over there? That's where the envy and the jealousy come in at. Now, they've been watching officers all through the United States shoot black men. They even had in North Carolina a couple of months ago, a black truck driver such as myself got hung in a tree. Speculation, how could a truck driver get hung in a tree? Because the only one could bring a truck driver out of that vehicle is a police officer. The only one that's going to stop a truck driver is a police officer to hang him from a tree. Period. I'm a truck driver, professional truck driver. So to people who don't know, ain't no regular car going to get behind you and blow the horn and you're going to pull over. The only thing that's going to make a truck driver pull over is red and blue lights. And he started talking just like me, like he got some damn sense because he was from Chicago and he was smart mouthing off, because what a Negro can't do to a white man is run his damn mouth in the South. And as soon as black men get to running their mouth in the South to somebody that's a white officer that think they run the planet, they run the world, the first thing they want to do is shoot a black man in the back or hang his ass or cluck him upside his head like they do all black men. That's what happened there. Speculation, but who else can stop a truck driver's vehicle other than the police officer? Think about it. Think about it. No construction truck can stop no truck driver. The only thing going to stop that truck driver is the police. The police get away with so much and we turn our back to it and we act like, well, he did it, but he deserved a break. Nah, that guy was a convicted felon. He did resist police 10 years ago, 2 years ago. He deserved a break. Why do he deserve a break? Why do those people that climbed the Capitol and disrespected the Capitol, why do they deserve a break? What makes them deserve a break? Black people ain't never caught a break. The Indians have never caught a break. Why do that officer deserve a break for committing a crime, but when I went out and committed a crime, nobody gave me a damn break? When that man himself went out and committed a crime years ago as a misdemeanor or felony, whatever his charge was, why he didn't get a break? Those people that Trump just fired, federal workers, why aren't they getting a break? Why they now have to look for jobs to feed their families, downsize and move out of their homes and collect unemployment and disability to go sign up and look for jobs when they were making $200,000, $160,000, $180,000 a year? Why do they now have to downsize? Why don't people see something is wrong with that? Why don't people see now that Medicare and Medicaid, SNAP programs, public housing, Section 8, those programs and educational programs is not going to exist now because of corrupt white people like that cop? People that abuse authority. Why aren't people seeing that it's something wrong with those things when people do corruption, but they're quick because it's a cop, because it's the president, because it's a senator, because it's a mayor, because it's a governor? They quick to sweep these corrupt people's misdeeds and ignorance under the rug and say, oh, they deserve a break. Oh, we gonna vote on it. Oh, they didn't do nothing wrong. We clearly see that that man did something wrong, because no academy allow you to beat the hell out of nobody and punch them in their face at all. It is no training till you can slide somebody at all, nowhere in the United States. But we're quick to give that officer his so-called break. He doesn't need a break. His break was when we allowed him to be a public servant for the Commonwealth, knowing that he didn't have the type of training to even be a police officer in Winchester, Virginia. He never should have became a police officer through the police academy, knowing that he has that type of anger up in him. He just didn't think that he'd get caught with the technology that's out here nowadays, which meaning these cameras. He didn't think that he'd get caught. He thought he'd get away with that, not knowing people are watching him. And he don't know how to act in front of a camera because he didn't know cameras would be action, roll. He didn't know it would be lights, camera, action, roll, the film. He's somebody that wasn't thinking, like a lot of other corrupt cops that's out here don't know that the camera work is rolling, is in effect. It's in the stores, it's outside the stores. The people are carrying these phones in their hand. They're sitting in their cars and they're going to whip out their phone and they're going to watch him do the things that he did. And after seeing the things he did, if we have a vote on it out of 10 people, is he wrong for sliding that man in the face, even though that man had a knife in his pocket and never pulled it out or waved it at the officer? Even though that man has a misdemeanor or felony conviction, does that mean that he's to get away with his acts of assaulting that man? Ask yourself that. So I'm speaking on it because as I keep trying to make people aware that's in Stephen City, Toms Brook, Middletown, Stroudsburg, I want people to know that the Winchester Police Department, the Stephen City Police Department, the mayors, the city councilmen, the zoning administrators, these people are straight corrupt, racist, white people in these positions. And I'm going to keep saying it. Not all of them, but majority of them, they got it in their system. They got it in their veins. That's what they do. That's what they do, you guys. That's what they do. They just don't think that they're going to get caught with their corrupt acts. That's all the thing is. These people do not believe that they're going to get caught when they go out here and do the things that they're doing, and that they asses need to go to jail when they do it. All those officers that beat Rodney King up out there in California tried to use, he's a convicted felony, he was on some type of PCP, and they got away with beating the hell out of that man in front of helicopters rolling and everybody else hovering above watching them beat the hell out of that man. And they got away with beating a black man with sticks, with their feet, with their fists. They got away with it. And that's what white America wants when they said make America great again. They want to make it so that white people dog out not just Negroes and African Americans, but they even dog out white people like he was beating that white man. They want to make it so that the only superior people that's rich and millionaires can do those type of acts and get away with their acts because they're financially stable, capable of hiring lawyers to beat the case. I want y'all to ponder and think about that and share this video. And the most important thing to share is they talked about him being a convicted felony. They talked about him having a misdemeanor conviction. They talking about him running and dealing with police in his past. But did they talk about one thing at all? That officer going to the academy and not being taught to use his fist as a means of force on that man's face. Did they talk about that? Much love, everybody, and please share these videos. I'm Pretty Boo, aka The Celebrity. I am Winchester's Celebrities, Marijuana, and Hemp Awareness podcaster. It is two of us that podcast in the Winchester area about corruption, about ignorance, about people getting over on people. I am one of those people. My name is Pretty Boo, aka The Celebrity. My government name is Marcus Shelton. I own Celebrities Hemp Dispensary and Smoke Lodge. My dispensary is located at 1600 Palmview Drive, Winchester, Virginia. My store is still open, and I also have a trucking company called Celebrities Transport. I will continue to podcast news as long as I'm in the Winchester area. I will continue to talk about corruption that goes on in these little small country towns. I will continue to talk about how black people, minorities, are afraid of the white man. They are afraid of them. They do not have voices. They will not voice their opinions in the Winchester area because they don't want to be singled out like me, where they're being basically blackballed, harassed for speaking out. I don't mind being harassed because I don't have to deal with the white man. I don't have to work for them. I don't have to kiss their ass. I don't go outside my zone where they're gonna arrest me and catch me later on to punch me in my face and shoot me and tell everybody I had a gun on me. I don't go outside my zone. I stay within my limits of where I lay my head. So when they do the things they doing to me, somebody's going to record what's happening. People that know me is going to record as soon as they approach me. My house is going to catch you on camera, these corrupt police officers. They better stay off of Palmview Drive because my cameras is going to catch them over there looking for me. They're going to catch them looking for me. So the same way I stay away from them and out of their areas of Winchester, they better stay away from me too. Because I'm going to have them on recording when they go to try to kick my face and punch my face in with their fists. And everybody that's trollers that like black people being beat is going to say, well, he didn't do nothing wrong. He was a convicted felony. He did steal out of the store and caught a misdemeanor years ago. They do got guns in their house. Y'all going to find some way to justify it when the police started up on me. Like a troller said last year, well, I don't see nobody disrespecting the police except y'all. Y'all the ones being ignorant towards the police. That young person wants to be on the police side and say, we are doing something to the police, knowing we got videos of the police beating my old lady up outside our store, beating Muffin up outside of our store at 326 South Braddock Street. We had video recordings of it. Now you want to ride up and down my street to harass me on a dead-end street, but we're doing wrong to ask them, what the hell are y'all over here for? What did we do to y'all? Why are y'all following us? Why are y'all harassing us? But they're going to say, we're in the wrong because we're cursing them out, telling them to get the hell away from our house, leave us the hell alone. We're in the wrong. I haven't seen that police not one time since then. That's how everybody and other officers, his superior officers, knew that he was in the wrong because he was over there looking for me. He's over there looking for trouble. And he thought I was going to be his plaything to get his 8-hour shift off on. And I showed him I am not going to take fists to the face and play around like that man doing. Be happy that I don't reach for your firearm when you beat the hell out of me to give you what you deserve. So I thank y'all for tuning into my video. As I said, I'm Pretty Boo, aka The Celebrity. I am in the Winchester area to report corruption, to report ignorance and disrespect that minorities got to go through in the Winchester area, what good white people got to go through in the Winchester area. I don't want everybody to think that when you hear me talk so strongly and maturely, it's because you guys are not used to black people like me living in the Winchester area. It has nothing to do with hate, it has nothing to do with ignorance, it has everything to do with being strong, strong-minded, and powerful in the mind, that I won't let people get over on me who are corrupt and ignorant. I won't allow them to do that. I won't be scared and not have a spine and be pussy. I refuse to. So I ask everybody to share my videos. Again, always share my videos and pass it on. Some people might like the things I'm saying. Some people might not like the things I'm saying. Oh well. Get used to it. I'm in the area. I live here. I do not rent in Winchester. I own my home in the Winchester area, and I own Celebrities Trucking Company. I'm not going anywhere. Much love, everybody. Enjoy your day on this good cold Thursday, and get ready for our Freaky Friday specials that we have, which is tomorrow. Get ready for our good weekend specials. Have a good day, everybody. Much love.